Okay, so just rocking up to the Kennedy Space Center complex, and you'd think a multi-billion dollar company that spends billions of dollars every year, you won't have to pay $15 for parking. $15, like what? Like NASA doesn't have enough money. I mean, probably a third of the American budget goes to NASA and the military, but it's an absolutely ginormous parking complex and they want $15. Honestly, not happy about that, because you've got to pay $70 to get in. You think they'd include parking in it? I mean, what's going on in the world? Okay, here we are at the Kennedy Space Center complex, aka NASA headquarters. What a mad place to finally make in life. Something that you've seen on TV, movies, newspapers, everything is there. Come back to that later, I guess. But yeah, so it's $75, but America does that stupid thing where it adds the tax on after. So it's $80, 25 cents, plus that annoying $15 parking. I mean, what is that all about? You know what I mean? Anyway, here we are, we're about to explore. Houston, we've got a problem. We're in Florida. It's time for liftoff. So this looked well epic. I don't know if you can see a video. You can pay to have like an astronaut experience. I've just seen the sign here. So you get to do simulations, launching, landing, stuff like that. Maybe going that spin thing. But it's $175 that I don't have. But maybe another time in life, come back and do that, because that would be pretty sick. But you know, you can't do everything when you're not wealthy. But that looks epic in there. I don't know if you get like a weightless experience. I've always dreamed of doing that. I remember seeing a video back in the day. It was like $5,000, but I think it's a lot more now. And it's like you go up in a plane and it kind of bobs and weaves, and then by doing that up in the plane you then get weightlessness for a couple of minutes or something, which I think would be absolutely awesome. Don't really know where this is going. I'm just following people. Where's this? Bus tours go behind the gates. I have no idea. I wanted to do the show behind, but I also know it's going to get super busy later, so I'm not sure what the main attractions are and what's best to do early. So basically that's a queue for these buses that takes us out to the Apollo Saturn sites, and the runway out there where the shuttle landings are, and also the rocket sites, Saturn V. Also SpaceX is out here, so might as well go furthest away to start the day. Still feels pretty mad being here, I'm telling you. It's a Saturday, so I reckon it's going to get busy today. So I thought best get as far away at the start of the day and then come back. Yeah, it's going to be well busy. It's a bit like a theme park, this.
Our universe, the more questions we have.
Wow, check this out.
The very consoles we sat at when men first took off to fly to the moon. The tragedy of Apollo 1 had put us a year and a half behind. We were making up for it in one big leap.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. The engines are on. 4, 3,
just watched a film there in the original, I don't know if you call it an office building or what, but this was the original place where all the scientists were gathered for Apollo 8. And this is where they were working, and they would have been looking at the rocket up through there. Pretty amazing. Quite well done actually as well, because they imitate the rocket setting off and then the windows like ricketing and stuff like that. But this is it. This is the old stuff. Look at these old computers. Pretty crazy how technology advances and stuff. Then you come out of there and there's a rocket and it's absolutely huge. Wow. It's quite mind-blowing actually. Like, this is like obviously what it blasts off. Absolutely mental. Let's go on a walk underneath this absolute monstrous piece of engineering. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you call where the fuel's blasting out, fuel injectors or whatever. I mean, just look at the engineering that's going into this. I don't know, I was never any good at science, but that is quite mind-blowing. So now we're going underneath it. There's a USA underneath, and yeah, what's that so far? Already about 50 meters there. So NASA shop. Okay, so then, oh, what's going on here? So it's split now. So, oh, is that how it? Oh, that's just the one part of it. So you see now that's held up with these beams. And then there's another rocket thing here. Oh, check this out here. This would be good for fancy dress. Oh, get your own NASA astronaut suit. Oh, people here paying for a cheesy photo. Yeah, I think I'm alright for that, to be honest. It's like I say, it's quite mind-blowing being in here. Just like the engineering of this stuff, it's absolutely monstrous in size. This building itself is monstrous. I mean, all right, yeah. So you see, now you get a better idea of how it separates and stuff. Wow. Like I say, it's just absolutely mad, this. Proper mad. You know, you just think like, how do you even build this? How do you even come up with this idea? You know, I guess no wonder they're called rocket scientists, because they've got absolutely mind-blowing brain capacity. Because to me, just building these things, even if they don't get off the ground, is mad. Even just building, like I say, is mental.
Ahí Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The next presentation in the Lunar Theater will begin in 3
what's this?
minutes. If you would like to join us,
Okay, so there's some kind of theatre program in Lunar Theatre starting in 3 minutes, and Lunar Theatre's right here, so let's go and check that out. And yeah, just check this out first here. Madness. So we're in this mind-blowing space room here after being in the Lunar Theatre. What's mind-blowing is NASA can send all these mad rockets up into space, but they have the worst food place ever. I mean, what is this all about? Some turkey wraps and some salads, some well expensive drinks, a few French fries. You'd think you'd have something better than Moon Rock Cafe. I mean, come on. Got all this trillions of dollars on sending stuff into space. I mean, look at that salad bar. It just looks sad. Looks like it's been there for about 5 days. I mean, look. Look at the engineering in this place. Look at the stuff they've built. You'd think you'd just have some, not even expensive chefs, just some half decent ones. I mean, that was sad, was that cafe. Come outside from the Apollo building, in the Apollo garden, and there's a statue here of the 3 first people that went to the moon. Obviously Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, and then Michael Collins, I guess because he didn't go on the moon. It's someone you don't really remember. Not that I was born back then, so I don't remember anyway, but everyone always knows Neil Armstrong, and Buzz Aldrin I think a lot of us know as well. But yeah, Michael Collins as well, he was obviously the one kept back on board, because obviously if all 3 got off on the moon and it set off, they would have never come back, would they? So then out here, those Apollo missions, so what is it? So it links them all around here. Oh, it doesn't actually. It goes from Apollo 1 to Apollo 7, 8. All right. So what happened to 2 to 6? I didn't know that. And then anyway, Apollo 17 was the last Apollo mission. So that was 1972. But behind here, and unfortunately can't go any further, but this is the viewing platform for the Apollo missions, and in the distance you can see, you won't be able to see on the phone, but you can see the launch sites out there. That one's a bit of an angle to me, so that might be a different one. Apollo ones are probably straight here behind. And yeah, back in the day people would have been here watching. You can see the building behind here, which we drove past before. That's one of the biggest buildings in the world by volume. Like, they bring the rockets in and out of there, which is mind-blowing engineering. Like, the whole place here, you don't really realise till you get here. You know, you can have your own thoughts on space and NASA and all that, but this complex is just absolutely mind-blowingly big. Everything about it. I mean, there's the bus going back to the visitor centre what we come in before, but that kind of gives you an idea how big it is. You've got to get bussed around to the different sections, you know, you get on a journey and it tells you about all these buildings out here. Then of course there's lots of other things that, you know, that are secret or, you know, roped off, or you won't go. Just here on the Apollo missions and the one Apollo 8 and Apollo 11 and all the stories here about going to the moon and stuff, and it said 17,000 people were employed by NASA just in the Kennedy Space Complex for the moon mission, but over 400,000 people were involved in it. I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing number, because even if they all just got paid £100 a day, which they didn't, just think of the money involved in all them people, the employees, everyone involved. And that's before you even start thinking about all the money that's spent on the engineering and the parts and everything else. It's mind-blowing. I'd love to know the money, how much it costed money for all this, for a certain mission. I bet they probably don't even know. Is that mental? Like you say, 17,000 people alone were employed here when they went to the moon, plus 400,000 people involved in the whole project. It's staggering, but it's amazing, I guess, isn't it? It's the engineering of humankind, you know. These are all the geniuses of the world, or back then the geniuses of America, that got this thing off the ground, you know. It's mathematicians, scientists, all these super intelligent people. That's not me. I mean, I'm lucky if I can go 50 plus 35 off the top of my head, you know what I mean? Alright, sweet. Now see, there's a bit of a platform here, so you can see some launch sites out in the distance, and classic Florida style. Before you look out there, check this sign out. So hopefully there's no bad boy snake coming up on us, but yeah, check these launch sites out in the distance.
You'll see lots of wading birds, tall herons, egrets, ibises. There's several species of those, and I can pretty much guarantee you're going to see some of those. We have bobcats, raccoons, all kinds of animals.
Now, what is your role as a wildlife ecologist?
Welcome to space.
So you come from one movie theatre into this movie theatre, and then this kind of gate thing opens, and then there's the space shuttle Atlantis, and it's mental. Yeah, well, man, and it's I guess you don't understand because you don't know, but I definitely wasn't expecting nothing in the middle there. But obviously satellites and whatever else is obviously launched, or was launched from in there. Wow, proper man. Okay, so we're gonna enter the International Space Station replica. Let's go. So we're in a massive tube here. So I guess in all these photos is what it looks like on the inside. It's like, obviously there's stuff everywhere. First aid kit. It's pretty small, isn't it? Certainly not somewhere where you want to be stuck for weeks and months on end, that's for sure. Okay, let's slide through here. Oh, the exit for the space walk. Wow, this is a pretty cool attraction. Literally in a glass tube, suspended above space. Wow, this is pretty bad, this little thing.
We couldn't even swim.
As you can see the shuttle out there. Nice little attraction. Right, one way to get down underneath the shuttle is very slide.
Main gear touchdown.
Whoop, and just laughing.
It's pretty exciting.
4 hours before liftoff, when it's still dark out.
Before you got suited up, the shuttle.
Okay, right, we're in this shuttle launch experience. You're not allowed to use your phone, but this is how it looks. Right, well, I've got to say, pretty cool experience. That it's like imitates a bit of a shuttle launch. So when you get here, it's definitely worth queuing up for it. I think I queued 25 minutes, but probably in the summer you'll be queuing a lot longer. So maybe if you get here early, try and get here as one of the first attractions. Pretty nice. Welcome to the Space Garden here at NASA, Cape Canaveral in Florida. It's the Kennedy Space Center. It's one of the coolest places I've ever been. I guess you could call it a museum, but it's a working, living, daily, second by second place where space exploration never stops. It cost about $85 to get in. It was $15 of parking. Spent a fortune in the shop. I probably spent about $200 today, but if you're in Florida, it'd be an absolute mistake to not come here. I've been here since it opened, more or less 9:30. It opens at 9. It's now 5:30, and honestly, they do advise 2 days, and you probably should have 2 days. So this place is unreal.